Hi everybody, welcome to another Taubmans live colour event. My name's Fiona, I'm the Taubmans colour specialist, and we're here tonight to talk about interior colour. As we always do, we encourage you when we're on set here to upload any questions that you may have, because not only do we want to discuss interior colours, we're here to talk about all of your colour needs, whether it be interior, exterior, or whether you're after some advice on our wonderful products that we have. So throughout this, I'll be on screen for the next half an hour. Do upload any questions. Do though refrain from popping any pictures up while I'm on the screen, so to speak, while we're live. I have found out that it is it's rather a hard task to try and put photos up. So once we finish streaming, please do upload any photos that you have, and I'll certainly do my best to answer any colour queries that you do have. So tonight we're going to talk about, as I said, interior, but we're going to put a little bit of a focus on Hamptons. And the reason that I wanted to do that is that it's probably every second question relates to something to do with Hamptons. And, you know, I've talked a lot about the Hamptons sort of inspired themes that everybody seems to be doing at the moment. And I've talked a lot about the beautiful colours that we have that exist within the Taubmans colour library, and you'll hear me talking about Alpine Snow, Aspen Snow. You'll also hear me talking about South Pole, Taubmans Black Flame, etc. You know, they're just some of the ones that sort of come to mind as I'm thinking. It's beautiful, beautiful colours, and they're very, you know, they work really, really well when we're talking about doing a Hampton style theme. But tonight I sort of wanted to take you on a little bit of a journey, and this all came about actually yesterday when I was in store. I was in one of my local stores doing some training with team members on Colorsmith, and I went to the tile section and I found the most beautiful tile, and I thought, right, let's talk about bathrooms. So I think bathrooms are a fantastic space where you can experiment with colour. I do understand, look, the whole thing about these sessions are I want everybody to feel confident with colour, and we want to open up sort of your mind about what you can do with colour and get you excited about colour. So I'm hoping that tonight's session does that, because we've got the most beautiful tile. Anyway, so back to bathrooms. So I thought we'll do a session on bathrooms, and as I said, you know, bathrooms are a great place where you can start to experiment with colour. And the only thing to be considered or to take into consideration is the amount of lighting that you have within the space. So as you've heard me talk about colour, you know, the darker the colour, the more it absorbs the lighter the colour, the more it reflects the light. So if you're wanting to use quite a bit of, let's say, a bit of depth within your colour within a bathroom, the only thing I would suggest is to ensure that you have adequate lighting above, I guess, above the vanity where your mirror is. If you're anyone like me that needs that light, etc., so I can see what I'm doing when I'm putting my makeup on, or, you know, I've got two beautiful daughters that are at the age where they're always grooming themselves, so we need the light. So that's the one thing I say that you probably need to consider. So I want to take you, as I said, on a little bit of a journey, and I'm going to take you into some spaces that I've drawn up. But before we start, I'm going to show you my inspiration. So the inspiration has come all about from the most beautiful, beautiful tile that I found yesterday in store. And I think that this would make a fantastic, you know, Hamptons sort of style. So we are creating everything from this. So what I have actually done is I've drawn up 3 bathrooms. So I'm going to take you to the screen where you can see the drawings, and then I'll talk you through what I've done. So just bear with me while I put you onto screen. I'll put myself up into the corner. Beautiful, you can see me there. Okay, so before us now, I have a beautiful bathroom space. Now what I've done is I've used the tiles on the floor. I've used a standard subway tile going up behind the bath, within the shower bay and on the shower wall, etc. And you can see that I have a fantastic, beautiful vanity in the corner there. It looks a little bit Hamptons, and we've coloured it up with a beautiful deep sort of blue. Now, the reason I wanted to show this is I have created, or I have extracted the colours from the tile, and I have created my own colours using Colorsmith. So that's probably what we're going to really focus on tonight. When I do get questions, I'll stop to answer them, but I want to show you what you can do. Like, there is a world of possibility with colour, and it's right at your fingertips. So the bathroom here, the flooring there, you can see is the tile. I've taken a photo of that and I've popped it into my drawing. We've got a vanity here, and then on the walls here we've got this beautiful soft grey. Now what I actually did was, and I'll bring the tile back up again, you can see it, I've extracted the grey or the soft bluey grey out of here, out of the lighter part in the tile. Also, let me take you across to the next drawing here. Same bathroom, same tile, etc. But what I've done is this time around on the walls here that you can see, sort of where that little hand sort of cursor is going along, the walls are in the darker blue. So I created a colour, the tile's back up there again, from the darker part of the tile. I've brought that to life and I've popped it into my bathroom here, if you like. And then the third bathroom here, yet again, same space. This time around we're using the lighter colour. The lighter colour that exists, we can see that there, that exists within the tile here. I've created a colour from that and I've popped that into my space here. So that's just showing you the same space but with three colours that I've actually taken out from the tile. So I'll just quickly slide back along here. You've got the darker tone there, and back here again we've got the lighter tone there. So now what I'm going to do is pop you back to me and I'm going to show you how I did that. So let me show you. So back to the tile. Now there are a few ways that you can do this with Colorsmith. So Colorsmith is, sorry, I'm just looking at comments here. Colorsmith is an amazing tool that gives you the ability to create your own beautiful colours. Now, for those of you that have been following me doing these live sessions, you'll see that I talk about this all of the time. And the reason I bring it to life, or want to bring it to life, is because it is amazing what you can do with it. So I'm going to show you two ways tonight. So the first one, actually, what I'll do is, the first one I'm going to take you to, so you can go download the app, which is called Colorsmith by Taubmans, and you can download that from Google Play or the App Store, and we can navigate our way through that, and we'll do that in a moment. But you can also use the Colorsmith website. So I'm going to bring that up and then I'll swap screens again. So, oops, I'm going to put myself back in the corner. Okay, so here we go. It's colorsmith.com.au. So this is for everybody that's still, you know, you may still, some people may still be in lockdown, and you're thinking about what you're going to do when you get back out of lockdown and you're wanting to create some colours to re-energise your space, etc. This is something that you can do while you're at home. So as I said, hop onto colorsmith.com.au and I'm going to navigate you through how to work this. So we're on the website here. We go to create your paint colour. So if you watch the screen as we go along, now it says to drop an image here, upload or use a saved image. So let's use a saved image. Let's hope it works now that we're on here. Yep, beautiful. Okay, let's hope, beautiful. So here's an image of the tile. So now here you can see there's like an eye. Now I can move that eye with my mouse or my cursor and I can find where I'm wanting to create colour from. So watch the screen as we do this. I'm going to go into the blue. Look at that most beautiful blue. Or I can then go into the lighter tone here and you can see that there a beautiful, beautiful soft blue sort of grey comes to life. Or down here as well, I can bring to life the sort of the whiter, it's quite a white, soft sort of tone. But I'd really like to go back to the blue and I'm going to bring that to life. So I'm going to hit next. And then it says, give your colour a name. Well, as you can see, I've been playing around before. We'll just call it blue tile. Then we'll hit next again. Now, it's what inspired your paint colour. So literally, I'm going to write, it's a beautiful tile from, well, it's from Bunnings. So I'm going to put from Bunnings. And then I'm going to hit next. Now it says here your order has been created, so I can order a test pot, I can share, log in. So the first thing you probably want to do when you do this is to log in and create an account. Now you can see my colour here. I can order a test pot, I can order the colour in store. So when you order the colour in store, what that function does is it creates a QR code which allows you to, or which basically contains the recipe for that colour. So I'm going to just hit that. We'll go down. So here's the QR code to create this blue that you can see here. Now the other thing you can do is you can hit share color. So you can share the color that you have created across all of your social media channels. You can also airdrop it via email, text, etc. Now the next thing you can do, we can see here, it does give you, if you want to click along here, it gives you some lifestyle images to see how the color's going to look, just to get you thinking about how that color's going to look and work within your space. But here's something that I really, really love. It's the complementary colors. So these are colors that when you create a color, Colorsmith creates beautiful complementary colors or combination colors. So it creates a fantastic color palette that all of the colors there are designed to work with the color that you have created. So it takes the guesswork out of going, you know, oh, I've got this beautiful color, what's going to work with it? And so for this instance, because we've created a bathroom and we've already extracted some beautiful colors from the tile, you can look at the complementary colors along here and go, well, okay, these sorts of colors would work really, really well if I'm wanting to accessorize within my space for a bathroom. You know, it might be looking at these sorts of tones for towels. So look, there's just some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors along here that just sit beautifully with it. I think it's amazing. So that's how you can use the Colorsmith website. So colorsmith.com.au, hop on there, upload a photo and create some beautiful colors. Now the next thing I want to show you, so we'll come back to me, the next thing that I'm wanting to show you now is the actual app itself. So we'll go into the iPad. Yep, beautiful. Pop myself up on here. Okay, and you can see up in the corner there's a little app there that's called Colorsmith. I'm going to hit that. Whoops, we'll go to home. Now there's a question mark down in the bottom here. So everything that you want to know or need to know about Colorsmith is here for you to explore. So I'm going to hit the question mark and it says, you know, welcome, excited to start creating colors. This is a quick overview of the basic functions of the app. So match colors from life. So capture colors from any object, photo or surface by matching from a photo or with a device. You can explore your options, so you can start with an existing color from our library. So the Colorsmith app itself has the most beautiful color library that has been pre-populated. So if you're really unsure about, you know, what sort of color you think you might like to use, etc., etc., it's a really good place to start. So hit create from match, peruse through all the beautiful colors that exist within the library itself and choose a color and start creating. And then the colors, once you've created the colors, it says the colors you create will be saved here, which is where the C is down the bottom there, and they can be customized or added to your cart. So that's somewhere, once you've created a color, go back onto the C and you will find it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you tonight, I'm going to use the tile yet again, but I'm going to actually use what's called the Colorsmith Reader. So this is a little device here, which the way it works is you can see the bottom here, it's flashing blue. So it relies on Bluetooth technology and it will pair itself to the app, and then you can start creating all of these beautiful, beautiful colors. So I'm going to hit, we'll get rid of this. I'm going to hit create from match, and then I'm going to go to the Colorsmith tool. So oops, it's connected. You can see here it's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is really important to take the end off, because in that little circle right in the center there, it relies on an LED light source to help you create colors. So I'm going to pop it on here onto the tile. I'm going to put it onto the blue section there, as you can see. Then I'm going to hit match. It has brought up a 5-star rating. So what that means is 5 stars is the best color creation possible, or it's extracting or giving me the best match possible. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to hit now, I'll just move this tile so we don't drop it. I'm now going to hit select, and you can see on the screen. Then I am going to hit save my color, manage, and then I'm going to edit the name. So again, I'm going to call it blue tile as we did before. Okay. So there we go. Now the next thing, order in store, as I talked about before, that QR code pre-populated with every little bit of information in there to create that colour. Now the other thing, as I was showing you before on the screen, combinations, I'm going to hit combinations up there in the corner. Look at that, it brings up a beautiful, fantastic colour palette that works with the colour that we've created. So for me, for this bathroom that I showed you before, you know, I can pick out some fantastic, beautiful colours, especially like looking at these sort of teal colours and the aqua colours, etc. Even that sort of green up in the top in the middle there, I think they're fantastic colours. They work really, really well. So that is how easy it is to create colour. Now, what I also want to show you is, so if you create a colour and you're not 100%, you look at it and you go, you know what, it's not quite what I had imagined. So we'll go back to the sea, as we talked about down in the bottom there. We'll go back to the blue tile again. And then what we can do is we can hit Explore Colours. It's just taking a moment. So down along that bottom there, you've got beautiful, beautiful colours. So you can dial this colour down. So if you're wanting to use a monochromatic colour scheme with the colour that you have created, you can go right down to, you know, that last colour there that's a very, very, very soft blue-grey, or you can dial up, intensify the colour and pick a dark tone there. So you can create a colour scheme from one colour. The other thing you can also do is in the middle where it says similar, and I'm going to take you through that now, it will give you colours that are very similar but have been slightly tweaked if you like. So for example, they may have just a splash of black or a little bit, I'm looking at one here, it seems to have a little bit more red within the tone. Keep going along. Some of them even have a little bit more white. So the colour just slightly changes, and you can keep going through, and I can hit another colour and continue and continue and continue. You can literally go through hundreds of similar colours until you find the colour that you think is the one that you're after. So that is another thing that you can do with that. So I'm going to take you now back to me. I'm just going to see whether I have any questions here very quickly. Okay, yeah, I do. Okay, let me see. Alrighty. Okay, hi. I'm hoping that I'm just going to say hi. Okay, hi KM. Thank you very much for joining our session tonight. So your question is, what is a warm exterior and interior white colour that you would recommend, please? Okay, so I guess the first question that I'm going to ask you is, especially when we're talking about exterior, I'm just checking to make sure I'm on the right track here. I think it's really important to understand where the location of your dwelling. So are you in a bush setting? Are you in a coastal setting, etc.? Because that will help determine as to the tone of the colour, even though we're going for a white, because whites have many different undertones. So if you can come back to me with a little bit more information, I would be more than happy to give you some suggestions. Okay, so I'm going to take you back very quickly while I'm here. Okay. Okay, there is another question there. Thank you very much. Hi, Kathy. Thank you very much for joining our session tonight. Okay, your question is, hi, I'm looking at changing my render colour to a light colour. Can you advise whether antique ivory half would be a light colour? Any suggestions for a nice light but not yellow or grey? I can attach a photo of my current colour. That would be fantastic, Kathy, if you can attach a photo of your current colour once we finish the live stream. So after 8:30, if you can do that, I can certainly have a look for you. And I guess the other thing, Kathy, is, let me just read this again with the antique ivory half. So antique ivory half would be a light colour, yes. And if you're after a light colour but you're not wanting yellow or grey, I guess it depends. So what sort of, again, what sort of setting are you in? So are you, especially when we talk about exterior colours, as I was just saying to our previous question, are you in a bush setting or are you in a coastal setting? Because when I'm talking about creating colours or selecting colours for exterior, etc., I really like to take into consideration where the house sits, because I think it can help with sort of working out what sort of way you should go with colours. For example, when we talk about doing coastal schemes for exterior, I think, you know, your soft, beautiful blue greys work really, really well, teamed with, you know, crisp white, etc. And then when you're looking at doing then when you're looking at doing sort of a bush setting, your soft whites that have sort of that, even a green, a slight sort of green, a warmer green undertone can work really, really well. So if you can please give me a little bit more information, Kathy, I can come back to you and help you with some beautiful colours to help you get painting for your exterior. Okay, so I'm going to quickly take you back to, so now that we've created a colour, I just want to quickly take you back through what I showed you before, now that we've created a colour with Colorsmith. Right, so I'm just going to get my screen up so then I can quickly, so as I said, you know, from this fantastic tile, again, oops, let me pop myself up in the screen. From this beautiful tile that I did find in a local hardware store when I was going in there to do some training. And honestly, this is just a beautiful, beautiful tile. And to be honest, it only hit the shelves yesterday. We have extracted 3 tones. So I have extracted 3 colours, one being the beautiful darker tone here, the mid-tone colour here, and then the lighter toned colour here. So we've just got beautiful, beautiful colours to work with. So back to the Inspired by Hamptons. So we've got the tile white, we've got a tile grey, and then a tile blue. And I just want to take you through again. So when you look down the bottom there at our colour scheme, at the colours that we've created, we're using again the lighter tile white there on the walls, which sit beautifully with our design. Again, we also have the same bathroom, same tile, extracted another or created another beautiful colour from the tile. Again, I've called it tile grey, and we've used that on the walls. And then lastly, again, same tile, we've extracted the beautiful dark sort of blue that sits within it, the moody sort of blue grey, and we're using that on the walls again. So that is how easy it is to create some beautiful, beautiful colours. So if you're really unsure about where to start when you're embarking on a renovation, I'll come back onto the screen now, have a look at what you're going to put into the space, because it's usually, you know, we're after when you're doing an interior, it doesn't matter whether you're doing a bathroom, a bedroom, whether you're doing a kitchen, and even if we're talking about doing colours for your exterior, you really want a cohesive design and you want everything to sit and fit really, really well together. So if you're unsure about where to start, as I said, have a look at what you're putting into the design, and as I showed you tonight, the tile that we're using, because it's something like that you can actually create colour from or extract colour from to put within the space. So I think I've shown you how easy it is tonight. So do hop online, hop onto colorsmith.com.au, have a play with the functions on the web. Do go to Google Play or to the App Store, download Colorsmith by Taubmans, and as I say, get colour creating. You cannot go wrong. It is so much fun. What do I have here? Okay, hi Diane, thank you very much for joining our session tonight. So I have a skylight in my bathroom that is open up to the window on the roof. Would you alter the colour for the inside area? Approximate 1 metre square at ceiling. So are you talking about, I think I'm visualising this right, but do come back and let me know if I'm not. So you're talking about the skylight in my bathroom that is open up to the window on the roof. Would you alter the colour for inside the tube area? Okay, so the tube area you're talking about with the skylight at the end. You know what, to be honest, I wouldn't. I would keep the colour the same, especially if you're doing a ceiling and you're using something like I'm imagining if you're doing a ceiling generally in a bathroom, from my experience, they're generally some form of white. I would keep it in the white. That's probably not an area that you'd really want to draw attention to. For example, it's not something that you really want to create a focal point, because if you're going to use a different colour, that's what you generally do. Like, for example, if I'm talking about a feature wall, it becomes a focal point, etc. Your eye is drawn to that. So anywhere where you are putting colour, your eye is drawn to that. So I'd keep it light and white like the rest of the ceiling, I think, and you kind of can't go wrong. If I have misinterpreted your question, Diane, please come back to me and I can further answer it. Okay, I'll just see whether we have any more questions. Looks like no, there's not much happening tonight, but what I will say is that when you do create colours, or even if you are selecting a colour from the colour wall, or you're hopping onto our website where we do have a world of colour available, the click of a finger, basically, click of a button. The best advice that I can give you is to get yourself a sample pot of any colour that you do think that you're wanting to use, because when you start putting colour into a space, and I've seen this and I've had this happen, you know, many people talk about this, you know, there's a colour that my friend has used, looks fantastic in her place, I've put it in my space, it doesn't look the same. And the reason being, and can be, you know, quite a few things. The lighting in the area is different. Whatever you have on your flooring, so if you've got timber floors and you're getting a lot of light reflecting from the timber onto the walls, the colour on the wall will change. For example, I use this analogy quite a lot. If you do have, for example, a red lounge or you have a red feature wall, you can guarantee that the area or the walls around that are going to start to have a very soft pink hue to them. So a colour in in one of your friends' spaces, for example, as opposed to yours, may not look the same. So definitely get yourself a sample pot. I always recommend brushing out. So when you're in store, get yourself a large piece of cardboard. And when I say large, they do have what they call pallet liners that come onto most of the paint deliveries. So they have big sheets of cardboard that are between the cans on the pallets. So you can generally grab something like that from the hardware store. If not, use a box, but you're looking to have a piece of cardboard at least 1 metre by 1 metre. And so when you get your sample pot, brush out 3 coats onto that piece of cardboard, and that will allow you to move the cardboard around the space, different areas of the room. You know, you might pop it up near the ceiling, down near the floor, certainly different times of day, and certainly of a night as well, so that when you've got your lighting on, you can see how your lighting's going to play or affect the colour. I think that's really, really important. And you do that, and you can generally see, or by doing that, you can generally see what the colour's going to look like, and I can assure you that it's going to guarantee you colour satisfaction at the end of it. So that's probably my best tip that I can offer you. I'd say that's probably about all we've got for tonight. I do want to thank you all very much for joining our session tonight. Now, if you are holding back from putting photos into this session, please, as soon as we go off air, pop your photos into the feed, and I'll be off screen, but I'll be behind the scenes for the next half an hour or so to answer any of your questions that you do have. So I'd really like to thank you all very much for joining us tonight. And as I always say, stay safe out there and happy painting. Oh, hang on a moment. I think that I'm getting a message here. Just bear with me one moment. I've just been told. Right, we did have, and you're going to have to bear with me here, I'm unprepared. We did have, as you probably all know, we did have a fantastic competition going, and it was, let me just refresh it for everybody. We were giving away 5 colour consultations to 5 individual winners. And so tonight, by the looks of it, we do have our winners, so we're going to announce them. So I've just been told here in my feed here, yes please, if you could please give me the names, because I'm on air and I haven't got them with me, that would be fantastic. So exciting. I cannot wait until we can do these. It's going to be fantastic. So you just have to bear with me. We've got a list coming, so I'm not going to say happy painting just as of yet. Looks like it's on its way. The other thing I will mention though, and we are talking about painting a bathroom, is I think it's really important that you use a fantastic quality, good quality product to paint your bathroom. Now, there are many things that we need to take into consideration when we talk about painting a bathroom. And one big thing is you want something that's going to have mold inhibitors, something that's going to prohibit the growth of mold, etc. within that space, because that's one area that does tend to harbour mold due to, you know, there's a lot of times that the space doesn't air out and dry out properly. So we have a fantastic product called Taubmans Endure, and the reason that it is so fantastic, it contains what they call Nanoguard Technology. So Nanoguard Technology, and I'm going to explain this here for you. Oops, I've got my list of winners. Nanoguard Technology is, so a standard paint, a regular paint, if you were to put it under a microscope, it has a one size paint particle. So, and the paint particles sort of, you know, linked together, look like that. So, and because of the linking and, you know, you've got airspace here where, if you like, your mold and your mildew can begin to grow. You've got dirt, etc., that can sort of penetrate within that surface. Nanoguard, however, has that one size paint particle, but it also has a smaller size particle that fills the airspace. And what it does, it creates what they call an interlocking molecular structure. So pretty much it is, it's scrub resistant, it's mold and mildew resistant, it has the ability to repel dirt, etc. It is fantastic, and it is certainly, oh, here we go, I can't wait to read all these out. It certainly is the product of choice for doing a bathroom. So do have a look at that. It is on our website as well. I'd encourage you as well to go to taubmans.com.au. Have a look there, click on the colour icon. It will take you to a world of colour. They have been categorised by colour. For example, you've got whites, you've got blacks and greys, blues, greens. It is fantastic. Eye candy, love it. So now I'm going to take you through, as I said, we had a competition that we were running, and you had to tell us in 25 words or less why you think you needed a colour consultation. So I do have here our winners. Okay, so, and I'm going to read out, I'll read out the winners' names, and then I will read out, I'll read out the winners' names and read out your entry. So, and I do apologise if I am not saying your name correctly. So I've got Vasant Kumar. So, hashtag Taubmans free colour consultation. I need a consultation as I am building my first home and excited to use Taubmans paint throughout. So congratulations, very, very exciting. You will be hearing from Taubmans in regards to the next steps. Then we have Carolina Teacher, hashtag Taubmans free colour consultation. I need a colour consultation because my lounge is big, dark and dated, and it yells at me for a makeover. So congratulations, you have won a Taubmans colour consultation. Nicole Collier. Oh my gosh, I would love to win a colour consultation because I need to paint the exterior of our house and can't afford to stuff it up. Fiona has great taste, thank you. And I would so love her help on this project. Hashtag Taubmans free colour consultation. And then Linda and I, congratulations. Your entry, hashtag Taubmans free colour consultation. I need a colour consultation because we have a 90s house with a lot of brown tones and I'd like to bring it into the 21st century. And our lucky last is Priscilla Crichton. Congratulations. And your entry, would love a free consultation as I'm a single mum embarking on my first solo reno and could do with all the help I can get. Hashtag Taubmans free colour consultation. So congratulations to all of our winners. Really excited for you all, and I look forward to being in contact and to doing the consults. So some very exciting times. So again, thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. I'm actually going to be having a holiday for a couple of weeks, so I'm going to have a couple of weeks off. So In that time, I hope that everybody downloads the Colorsmith app, gets creating, and when we're back on set within a couple of weeks, I really want to hear about all of your colour stories, etc. And I'll be back to offer some more advice. But until then, stay safe out there, take care, and as I always say, happy painting.